Medal of Honor, Hal Fritz. While serving as a platoon leader in Troop A, 1st Squadron, 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment, then First Lieutenant Fritz earned the Medal of Honor for actions near Quan Loi in Vietnam. Harold Arthur Fritz commissioned as an Armor 2nd Lieutenant through OCS in 1967. While serving as a platoon leader in Troop A, 1st Squadron, 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment, then First Lieutenant Fritz earned the Medal of Honor for actions near Quan Loi in Vietnam. On January 11, 1969, Fritz led a 7-vehicle armored column on Highway 13 to rendezvous with and escort a truck convoy. Fritz's column was engaged from multiple directions by a reinforced enemy company in prepared ambush positions. At the outbreak of the ambush, Fritz's vehicle was hit and seriously wounded. Despite his wound, the 24-year-old lieutenant leaped atop his burning vehicle to reposition the remainder of his vehicles and organize his men. Without regard for his wound or safety, Fritz exposed himself to enemy fire and ran between vehicles to direct his platoon's fire, assist the wounded, distribute ammunition, and rally his men. When the enemy assaulted the American position to overrun them, Fritz manned a machine gun himself and returned a high volume of fire. Inspired by their PL's actions, the rest of the platoon intensified their own fire to break the assault and rout the attack. A second enemy force attacked and closed to within 2 meters of the American position. Armed with a pistol and bayonet, Fritz led a small group of his men in a fierce and daring counterattack that inflicted heavy casualties on the enemy and broke their offensive. When a relief force finally arrived, Fritz saw that they were not deployed effectively against the enemy positions. Moving through enemy fire, he directed their deployment, which forced the enemy to withdraw. Despite the intense combat and his wounds, Fritz refused medical attention to assist his men and ensure that his wounded troops were treated and evacuated first. For his actions in Vietnam, Fritz was awarded the Medal of Honor by President Nixon at the White House in March 2, 1971. Fritz went on to serve 27 years in the Army before retiring at the rank of Lieutenant Colonel. Beyond his Medal of Honor, Fritz was also awarded the Silver Star, Legion of Merit, Bronze Star with V device for combat, an oak leaf cluster, and Purple Heart with oak leaf cluster. He also served as the president of the Congressional Medal of Honor Society. Born in Chicago, Fritz settled in Peoria, Illinois, where he worked at the Bob Michel 5A Clinic. In recognition of Fritz's extensive service, the Peoria County Veterans Assistance Commission was renamed in his honor on November 15, 2024. During the ceremony, Fritz joked about previous honors that didn't last. "They named a building after me in Germany, but then they closed the base. The Army named a horse after me, but then they sold the horse," Fritz said at the Peoria 5AC. "Hopefully, this place sticks around longer."